Hi, this is Brittany, and I will be covering the topic on privacy on the internet. So first we're going to talk about what is privacy. So privacy is the security level of personal data published via the internet. It is a broad term that refers to a variety of factors, techniques, and technologies used to protect sensitive and private data, communications, and preferences. Privacy on the internet includes things like your bank account, your credit card number, your full name, password, social security number. Privacy is knowing what information you choose to post online and how to monitor all aspects of that. We may not think about checking the terms and conditions box on everything, but those terms include information about what sources are going to do with that information. We live in a world that we are used to giving over information with a check of a box without thinking about the consequences. Privacy is your right to control what happens with that personal information about you. Whenever you check one of those boxes, you give someone permission to use personal information without thinking about the consequences. What happens to you and your information matters. Next, we will be talking about how privacy works and why it matters. Anytime you put information on a website, save a password, put in a credit card information, or fill out a web form, your information can potentially be saved. The phrase, "nothing goes away on the internet," is very true. Even things that are deleted can be retrieved from networks. Think back to the last time you bought something on public Wi-Fi. Your information could have been saved onto the network and potentially hacked. Privacy issues can arise from a variety of sources, such as healthcare records, criminal justice investigations and proceedings, potential institutions and transactions, genetic information, privacy breaches, residency and geographic records, user preferences, and using persistent cookies. Cybercriminals can trade your information to make money or to have your identity stolen. Cybercriminals can hack into networks to steal your private information to be sold. The government can use your personal information to track these cybercriminals. Privacy and cybersecurity have gotten a rise with the government being able to track personal information on the internet. As an individual, it is your own responsibility to protect yourself on the internet. No one can have access to personal information unless you give them the authority to. Next, we will look at the types of breaches and privacy. Types of breaches include identity theft, tracking, and social media. Think back to the last time you put in your credit card information or bank account number on the internet. Identity theft occurs when someone gains unauthorized access to your personal identity information such as your name, social security, or bank account information and uses it to commit fraud and other crimes. By looking through your trash, hacking your network, emails asking for personal information, someone can gain access to your information. Ever looked at something on Amazon and then logged onto Facebook and found the same ad of the thing that you were looking at? This is called tracking. Tracking is defined as using cookies or networks to track user information that can be used for things by the government. Every website saves cookies, which is information saved onto your browser. This information can be stored and monitored by the government, other first-party cookies, or third-party cookies. The information can be sold to third parties for research or can be sold to companies with your personal information. Social media has become a privacy issue when it is not used correctly. Social media companies will track and sell personal information. This is a breach in privacy. Next, we will look at how to protect yourself. Some things to consider. Be careful what you post on social media. Never share your social security number. Read all terms and conditions. Use anti-malware apps and software. Make your social media accounts private. Turn on private browsing and use a password generator. Social media is one way that people can track and sell your information. Make all social media accounts private and don't post anything on the internet that you would not be willing to have someone else see. Consider not putting in your real birth date and never posting sensitive information like your address. Instead of just checking the box on the terms and conditions, read everything through to see how these companies are using your information. Use a password generator to create new passwords every month. Do not use the same password for everything. Be aware of cookies attached to any website. Turn on private browsing to not track certain information. Be aware of surfing on public networks and putting in sensitive information that could potentially be hacked. Now look at how to protect our students' privacy. We are a model for our students and need to model how to protect the privacy of our students. Where to start? A general rule of thumb is to not post any information of students without permission slips. Know your boundaries and what you can and cannot do. Talk with your administration. Personal information of students can include full name, email addresses, physical address, social security number, screen name or username, and the function of contact information. Ways to ensure student privacy are around this: to give out permission slips for websites or apps that you're using to create accounts. Never post pictures of students on social media without explicit written consent of parents. As a teacher, you need to model and protect the digital footprints of your students. Give options for students to not share personal data or to be used under a school account. For example, if you are creating a website, use Google Sites if you use G Suite for your school instead of Weebly. This protects the privacy of our students. Talk with parents and administration about how to ensure the privacy of your students in this information age. Next, we will talk about teaching our students. Rule 1, they leave a digital footprint with every interaction. 2, there is no anonymity online. 3, information is very valuable. 4, identity is not necessarily guaranteed. 5, set up age-appropriate boundaries. 6, contact a trusted adult if you see something that you don't think is okay. And 7, privacy is your responsibility.